Welcome back to our final Home Buyers 101. I'm Mary Barela-Cordova with RE/MAX Revolution.
And I'm Mike Cordova with RE/MAX Revolution and Motto Mortgage Express. Again, this is the final segment of our 101 class. We're going to be talking about appraisals. We're going to talk about loan conditions. We're going to talk about what happens at the closing table.
There you go.
So starting off with appraisals. Appraisals are the opportunity for the lender to determine that what you're paying for the house, what the house is worth is actually what you're paying for the house.
And how do they do an appraisal, Mike? Who do they hire?
So they hire an appraiser, and these days the appraiser is somebody independent. In the old days, back when there was a bunch of loan fraud, the appraisers were connected to the lenders, and the lender would tell the appraiser, I want this to appraise at this price. Now they've got appraisal management companies, so you get an appraiser that you have no idea who he is. He goes out there, he does an independent evaluation of the property. He comes back and says, I think the property, based on the comps that I see in the neighborhood of similar homes, is worth X amount of dollars. Typically, it's going to be what
the purchase price is.
What the purchase price is.
Our goal is that the appraisal comes in exactly at purchase price. We don't care if it comes over. We just want it at purchase price so we know we can move forward and the lender's going to give you the loan. If there's a problem, then Mike and I, with our experience, will help negotiate through it with the seller. The next thing we want to talk about is loan conditions.
Right. So loan conditions is the last opportunity in the purchase process to get you out of the deal. So say, for example, you figure out that, hey, I don't really think I can afford this property. I've looked at my payments. I've looked at the money I need to bring. I really don't think I can do this. At that point, you can say, I'm out. We get you your earnest money back, and you walk away from the deal.
And we don't just actually say, I'm out, but you're going to talk to your buyer's agent, Mike or I, or one of our agents, and you're going to explain what the situation is. We'll talk with your lender, see if there's any solutions. And if there isn't, maybe there's been a death in the family, maybe there's a baby on the way you didn't know about, who knows? And so we need to then work on your behalf. So we will submit a notice to terminate based on loan conditions, because now you really are not happy with the loan, and we'll get your earnest money back, and then we'll move on.
Right. Now, that doesn't happen very often.
No,
so
almost never.
Yeah. So we've gotten through appraisal, we've gotten through loan conditions. Now it's time for the closing.
Yep.
And what happens at the closing table, Mary?
Well, it's pretty exciting. Finally, we're here. 3 days before the closing, you will be getting a CD or closing disclosure from the lender. And this is a document that's required by the government. It's a disclosure showing the interest that you're paying on your loan. It shows your payments and everything that you've already discussed with your lender. It's just in a formal document. And legally, you have to sign it within 3 days of closing, or we have to move the closing date. We can't close unless you sign it. So make sure when you get it signed.
Right.
At the closing table, of course, things have changed a little bit because of COVID-19. Make sure we're going to send you information where the location is and what time the closing's at. In the past, the seller would be on the other side of the table, the buyer would be on this side, and all the agents would be there, and all these people would be in a conference room signing documents. They're going to ask for a copy of your driver's license. They will notarize all the documents. But because with COVID-19, we have to do the social distancing, and we have to wear our masks. It's a little bit different, so you can kind of speak to that, Mike.
So these days, we have the buyers in one room, the sellers in another room, and we close separately. So a buyer will sign the real estate documents, and then they'll sign the loan documents, and at that point, the house is theirs.
Well, and some of the things with COVID-19, not everyone's even going into an office. Some of our clients will do what's called a curbside closing, and they'll literally be sitting in their car with a notary at the window handing them documents while they sign and notarize it. They don't even go into the building. We want to make sure our client is comfortable. And if our buyer or seller does not want to be inside a building that's enclosed, then they don't have to be. So just know that there is a lot of options out there for our clients. And in fact, Mike is such a great agent. He's amazing. He had a buyer that had a closing, and they were first-time home buyers. And I said to him, well, you're not going to be there, right, Mike? Because at that point, realtors were not even allowed to be at the curbside closing. And he said, no, Mary, I have to be there. I'm going to sit in the back seat. I'll wear my mask. I want to make sure I answer any of their questions and that they're completely comfortable. So this amazing man was in the back seat of a car during a closing, at a curbside closing at a title company. So we're there for you. We're going to make sure it works for you. And yes, you're going to get handed the keys after you do all your signing. And we're going to be excited. Hopefully we'll take a little cute picture. And we can't wait to get you to that point where you're going to be a new homeowner, whether it's your first home, your second home, or I don't know, some people it's their 10th or 20th home. So thank you again for being with us at Homebuyers 101 with RE/MAX Revolution. And again, I need to remind you that I need you to comment on the bottom, like us on Facebook, share, like us on this, share us on Facebook, and there's a bell notification. I always forget the bell notification, so don't forget that. Thank you again. If you need to call me directly at 303-931-5871 and Mike at
720-323-5662.
Take care, be well, be safe, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.